have some really fun news. I actually saw a very good movie. I saw a very good movie. Nope or dope? This is definitely dope as hell. So good. In fact, when I turned it on, I was like texting, and within about 3 minutes, I had just put my phone down. I didn't even finish having the conversation with the person, and I was just like, this is shaping up to be a good movie. The intro, very good. Which movie am I talking about? I still didn't say the name, did I? Smile 2. Smile 2. I had very little hopes, very little expectations going into this movie. And because the trailers were shite. Oh my god, the trailer made it look so corny, made it look so, you know, just another cliche horror where you're playing an annoying, like, Gen Zer or something. I was so surprised that I thoroughly enjoyed this movie. The intro was very good. It featured a guy from a TV show I used to watch called Outsiders. That was such a good show, and it was unfortunately, it was one of those shows that got canceled just out of the blue. So it only had like 2 seasons. I don't really know how the intro plays in to the rest of the story, but it was fun. It was a good intro. It was hype. It gave you a little taster. Then they introduced the main character, and at first she was a little bit, it seemed like she was like overacting a little bit and strange, you know, like not so likable, but quickly became a likable character. And quickly, like in her personal moments, the acting was dialed down, and you could see like the real person that she was supposed to be playing. It was good. Smile 2, better than your all-time favorite RRR? Just slightly. And I liked so much about this movie. I liked how it had a mix of jump scares and tension scares and like visual scares of like gore and monsters, but it also had the scariest thing of all, which is social anxieties. Social scares, social situations that you're like, oh my god, I would die if I was in that situation. It was very, very good. In fact, I actually took some notes while I was watching because I was like, I wanted to remember some of the things that I really enjoyed about it. Oh! Yeah. I can't believe I'm gonna say this. I honestly can't believe I never expected to be able to say this about a non-Bollywood movie. But the musical numbers in the movie was so good. There was only 2, very brief. There was one, because she's a performer, the main character. So there's one where she's rehearsing, and there's one where she's actually on stage. And both of those I enjoyed. Like, I'm pretty sure they wrote the song for the movie. It's not a real song. And I was like, this is a banger. Like, this is the kind of shit I would have listened to when I was in college. But it's like new. I liked it. And the dance and the performance and everything, I actually liked it. And I was like, honestly, it was like exactly what Joker 2 was trying to be, but miserably failed. Oh my god, Joker 2, I don't even want to remember watching that movie. I feel like I'm just gonna actively try to block that out of my brain. That was so terrible. And they did what a lot of movies now are trying to do. Don't spoil. No, I'm not giving you any spoilers. That's just so, like, it's from the very, very intro. As soon as you see her, you see that she's a performer. That's it. From, like, they tried to do what a lot of movies now are doing, where they do like the cinematic shots, you know, where it's a shot from like down here and you're seeing like her chin and this angle, or you're seeing like really non-conventional shots, and it actually worked. It actually worked in this movie because they weren't overdoing it like how like Longlegs did it. Longlegs, it was like every single shot was like that. This was a lot more like just here and there, just giving you a little bit of like, you know, feels. That's it. They did so much. They did so much that like they did very well in this movie. The story was good as well. Like the story made sense. Although I'm not gonna spoil anything, but I feel a little bit like maybe the ending didn't 100% make sense. There was just a few parts in the movie that I was like, I feel like that's not believable that the character that we've been seeing for this entire movie would do something like that. So there was just a few moments like that, but overall, I enjoyed the heck out of this movie. They even had some comedic moments. I don't know if they meant for it to be comedic, but I laughed. I laughed, and I felt like it was appropriate. So maybe it was intentional. I'm not entirely sure, but I liked the whole vibe of it. I liked the pacing too. I liked how there was like these action moments, and there were moments of you know, character progression, slow, quiet moments of character progression, and there were action moments again, scary moments, and you know, interacting with others, and there was very, very good pacing where you felt like you were not bored at any point. Everything was so good, and they chose the right person. I've never seen this girl before. Never seen this main character before, but I felt like she was bang on the right choice. Even from the very start of the movie, I felt like she was a good choice. And a lot of movies also, I've touched on this before, but a lot of movies too, they do this annoying thing with trying to do character progression from being a shitty person to developing into a good person. But I mean, you have to get invested into the character in the first place. And if they've started off being a very, very shitty person, I can't get invested into that character. And that was not an issue in this movie, because she was neither really. Like there was definitely progression in the character, but it wasn't like they did it very well. They did it very well. What I tend to do when I like a movie this much, and when the pacing is this good, and when the cinematics is this good, because the cinematics are really like 100% on the director. So when everything lines up so well with this, I tend to look up who the director is, and I watch like more of what they made. And so I might end up doing that. I don't know if this is a spoiler. I don't know if this is a spoiler now. Okay, I won't say this, but what I will say is, if they make more of the series, I think a lot of people from this movie would definitely watch the third. I'm so surprised nobody has really brought it up, because this movie's been out for about maybe like, what, 1 or 2 weeks now? So good. I enjoyed the hell out of it. I'm so glad to see that like new movies, like new horror movies are pivoting into a sort of way where they're kind of looking like early 2000 horrors, where they're really, really taking the time to do the character progression and to do like backstories. That's another thing about this movie. Backstory. They gave us a backstory for the main character, but the whole thing only took what felt like 5 minutes, and what realistically was like 5 minutes. As opposed to like The Crow, where they spent the first 50 minutes of the movie doing like building backstory, and they still did a bad job. Like this movie, wow, they built the backstory and really got you feeling like, yeah, that I fully get that. I fully feel what that character's supposed to be feeling. And they did it in a quick way, and they did it in a very effective way. I loved it. I loved it so much. Oh my god. I just wanted to quickly wrap up my Nope or Dope on Smile 2. I enjoyed the first one too, but I did not enjoy the first one as much as I enjoyed this one. So it's very you usually don't see that happening, where the second movie is actually better than the first one. So I'm so surprised. I did not expect to like it so much, and I did.
Am I a future disaster?